remember us driving around in Nathan's old Jeep. We called it, what was his name?
Marty.
Marty. We would ride around in Marty, and he was this old, like, 1999 Jeep. This was so cool because Nathan had a car. None of my other friends did because he was a little older than me. And we would just imagine what our family would look like in the future. I would say, oh, I want 4 or 5 kids. And Nathan would be like, ooh, maybe 3.
Me too.
And we would talk about different names and joke around about that. So we had always talked about our family. And I remember one day riding around in his Jeep, and I was like, would you ever adopt? Like, would that be something that you would be cool with? And he was like, sure, I mean, that would be cool. And so I just remember thinking, okay, like, check, like, he's cool with that, that would be cool. But we never really talked more about it. We just always thought, oh, maybe we'll adopt one day. We never imagined the journey that would lead us to adoption and the infertility that would be involved in the miscarriages and the loss. But adoption has really been something that we've talked about since the very beginning when we were 14 and 17 years old.
Yep.
So our story kind of starts back in 2008 when we first started a youth group and we attended a missions trip together.
Yeah, we went to Chattanooga, Tennessee, Baptist Children's Home, and we, I really started seeing how awesome she is too. But she's great at kids, and she's wonderful at working with kids and showing how Christ loves them. And I really saw that. I was like, huh. Even on the bus ride back, we started talking. We were just, having fun. It was just goofing around, exactly. And that's when I really started to see how I was like, man, she's awesome. I need to pursue her. We got married in October of 2015, and at Camp Marywood, actually, that's where we also worked together for a couple summers.
So after a couple years of marriage, we decided, like, hey, let's start trying to have kids. This will be cool. We've always talked about having a family, so let's try this. And then, so after a couple years of trying, things just weren't working out. The doctors had kind of diagnosed me with different things. They weren't sure what I had. And in 2017, I was diagnosed with something called endometriosis and other reproductive issues that my doctor thought I might have. And so after talking with our doctors and our family members and really praying about it, we decided that our best bet was going to be to try reproductive health. And so we got with our fertility clinic and our fertility doctor and came up with a plan. And we had several different medications I was on, and we tried several different procedures. And over 1.5 years, we just kept on trying, and nothing was working out. So after failed attempts and never getting pregnant, not once, our last chance was IVF, which is in vitro fertilization. And
we were overwhelmed at first. Emotionally and physically. It was a lot to, like I said, it was tough we had to go through all these different treatments. I had to go through all the different treatments, go through IVF, and it was a lot physically for her, but emotionally for both of us as a couple as well. And we went through that, and then we went through our first transfer, and a couple of weeks after that, we realized that we were pregnant with Issa.
And we were honestly shocked because we had never gotten pregnant before, so we thought, there's no way this IVF thing is ever going to work for us. But we knew throughout all of this, we kept on saying, God is faithful. Like, we're gonna push through this. And a verse that really clung to me during this time was Isaiah 40:31, and that the Lord will give me strength, and that I will not grow weary, and I'm just gonna keep on walking through this, and I'm gonna cling to His word, and we're gonna cling to each other and grow closer with one another throughout this. So when we found out we were pregnant, it was super exciting, and just we were shocked and excited.
Oh yeah, and
we had a little baby boy. We were just filled with so much joy, so excited to be parents and just love and pour into him.
So after Issa's about 1.5 years old, we decided to let's transfer an embryo and grow our family. And we thought it was going to be easy because Issa was, it happened and it worked, and we had hope that this one was going to work as well. And we were so hopeful and so happy as like we could do this, and
it gave us a chance at having a child.
Exactly.
We just have never been able to get pregnant, so having this chance with IVF was like so important and so special to us. It gave us so much hope, and so we thought, okay, let's give this another shot. And in July 2020, we transferred our second embryo, and that ended in an early miscarriage. And we had testing after that. We said, let's do everything we can. Let's give these other embryos their best shot. We'll do anything we need to.
I've been on some more medication.
Yeah.
Some other things like that.
They put me on more medication, months of suppressants and all of this crazy stuff. And so in December, we were like, okay, we can do this again. After our months of medication and all that, December we transferred and it ended in an early miscarriage again.
It was tough.
It
was a really tough time just because, you know, we had 2 miscarriages, and then we transferred 2 in January.
We said, let's do our last 2.
Let's do it, and we have hope that it's going to work. And it resulted in the same thing, unfortunately, that I was pregnant, and then a week later we ended up in an early miscarriage.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was at that point it was extremely tough because we came in having 5 embryos and having hope, but we had 1 child and we lost 4. It was extremely tough on us, and you know, I almost don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
We were distraught.
During all of this, our church had gone through a sermon series, our community group is talking about this, we have family members adopting. We just really felt our hearts soften to that, and we kind of went back to, in high school, hey, remember when we talked about adoption?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that something that we could still do? Like, can we do this? You know, as we're grieving and mourning the losses that we had, we're also looking towards the future and knowing that God's going to be faithful. He's faithful throughout all of this, and we're just going to keep on pushing away. We know we want to have a family, and IVF, we tried it, we got a child, we're so thankful, but maybe this isn't the route we should go. And so we're praying, we're talking to our family, we're talking to our friends, and just really asking God, where should we go, what should we do? And we just feel that draw towards adoption, and so that's kind of what has led us to adopt. Yeah, I just think it's, again, so powerful how God has grown his family through adoption, and that we even have the chance to adopt and love on other children. Our biggest dream is that we have a family and we can see them grow in the Lord. And we're excited to make Easton a big brother, and just to do all the baby things again. So we're pumped.